So you're in the middle of winter and your bog plants don't look so lush. Well, I want to show you how I clean my bog in the winter, prepare my plants for the spring, and a discovery I made that I think will save my bog piping. Welcome to the natural swimming pond at United Ranch. We're at the back of the bog and we're gonna start from the outside in, work our way in clearing this bog. So one of the first things I'm gonna do is look for the seeds right here on the outside. These Canna Lilies that have seeds on them. I'm just gonna snip them off, and I got my bag right here. I'm just gonna take these seeds, put them in the bag. Okay, so we're down here at the Canna Lilies, these base. Again, these are working off rhizomes, pretty much huge roots underneath this 3/8 pea gravel where new shoots come up. I've done last year experiments where I kept this about 1 foot to 2 feet tall, these old dead stalks, to see if new growth would come out of these, and none of them did. So it's just, they'll come out of the rhizomes at different, they could come out here, different areas of the rhizomes. So go ahead, cut it off. Don't worry about it. Just go ahead, right at the base where the water meets, go ahead and snip those. And I do still have green Canna Lilies. And so I am obviously gonna keep those. And when they brown, I'll cut them off. But right here, here's a great example of new growth coming up. Then as you're doing this, make sure and get these leaves, clear out the bog of the debris. And I keep, like say right here, this is Plantain, extremely healthy plant. And I'm gonna keep that obviously. So let's leave all the evergreen stuff and reap the benefits. I grew some kale as an experiment to see if it would work in here. And it's doing really well in here, so obviously I'm gonna keep that up. I come across a lot of other various plants that I've planted, but same concept still applies. This is growing old, new growth will come from down below. I have these, and I have a lot of green intermixed with them, but as you could tell, these are new offshoots right here that are already coming up. So I'm just gonna, take these brown stuff. You really wanna do this also so there's less debris in your bog filter. That's really what you're getting from your main pond, so you don't need extra debris in your bog, and you want room for your new plants to grow. So this is a really great opportunity in the winter to clearing this stuff out, is to getting this growth in other parts of your garden or your pond, and also thinning it out to put in plants you might want to try or experiment with, or vegetables you want to experiment with in here. When you clear this stuff out, you could see what you got going on. You could see where growth is, where spots that are a lot of cannas in here that you want to thin out to place other plants in, as well as the level of your gravel. You might want to take some gravel, this is kind of high, maybe move this gravel over here where it's low, you can see the puddle, or not shift it and just add more 3/8 pea gravel to that side. This is a high spot, it's a low spot. This obviously doesn't really matter, but if I was planting, say like tomatoes along the edge of my bog, I would rather have this a high spot with more gravel here, less standing water for those tomatoes. So I would add more pea gravel here, but you can see what you got. So another thing is, when you're clearing out, you could see unwanted things. I never planted cattails because I heard they're very invasive, and they are. I guess some nice birds dropped some seeds or whatever. Anyways, I ended up getting cattails in here. You could take these roots out, from the bottom. So instead of cutting it, like the Canna Lilies and all that, obviously I want in, so I would just snip it like, right here at the water level. But stuff that I don't want in, like cattail, I'll actually dig that out, get your hand down as far as it can go in that pea gravel and work that root system up. Look at that, root system and all. And I'll even plant this in my house or on my deck so I can grow it, but at least it's not invasive right here. I could probably do it inside, and you could do some benefits with cattail. I just don't want it taking over here. So I'll put that to the side, but you can clear that stuff out. Okay, so here's the creeping Jenny. I say the only exception that for me personally, as far as all the brown, all of that you want to cut off, is my creeping Jenny. One of the reasons is because some of the brown stuff this is kind of like purple brown, but you could tell it's really moist, it feels good, it's not all brittle, and that's still alive, so I wouldn't want to pull that. There are some obvious dead parts, like this might be, but see, that's not completely dead. I can feel that stem has still life and it's not brittling in my hand. So certain ones would just brittle, but if there are a lot of these ones that may just brittle in your hand, it can be connected to a part that has green like this, or that has brown on the leaves. The leaves are just, you know, it's their time to go, or it's from the cold from the winter, because remember, this is late in winter. So, but the stem is still good. So come springtime, from the nodes of the stems, you know, it could produce more vibrant color leaves with those nice little yellow flowers. I mean, this thing was looking awesome, very, very pretty in the springtime. And I'm trying to get a nice layer to cover up. So I don't mind if it's brown right now in the winter. I really don't mind that. I want to get a nice layer covering up my pond liner. After I clean out all the dead stuff and cut off all the dead stuff in here, I have right here washout pipes that I did on each 10-foot PVC pipe. So one here, one underneath that, right by the side of that flag grass. And these is if I ever need to clean out those piping, I would just unscrew this and flood that 7,000 gallon per hour water, flood it out of there. I haven't needed to do that ever, but I just want to take preventative measures. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to work it until I find, like right here, I feel this pipe. One of the reasons why I like this system and this bog filtration is the piping that inputs the pond water into this bog isn't like 4 to 6 feet down, because good luck doing what I'm doing right now. It's literally like 3 to 6 inches below the surface of this pea gravel right here. So it's super easy to find. So I'm finding this and I'm just gonna run a straight line. You're gonna work it down, taking those rhizomes out. You could replant those, transplant those, wherever you would like. So what I'm gonna do though, I expose that pipe. I'm gonna be very gentle. I'm not gonna be hitting this pipe. I'm not gonna go like this into my piping. That would be not very smart. But what I'm gonna do, kind of ride up on that piping and a little bit up, like a little ½ inch above the piping, and just work this back. And these rhizomes right here, look at that. That's so many plants right there. It's a new shoot coming out right there. Look at all these roots. That could be one plant, one plant, one plant, one plant, and you can get like 5 plants off this one right here. We'll save those. We're propagating. Here's, wow, here's another, here's like an iris. And I'll put this in the middle of my bogs where I don't have much right now. I'll plant that. Actually, let me just show you how easy it is right now. Dig that pea gravel. Place that so it stabilizes it. Bam. Simple. Okay, so back here, I'm running this following that pipe. Okay, so definitely don't just check the top when you're going around, going down the pipe. Don't just check the top, because what I've totally noticed is, especially the lizard tail, it intertwines underneath, and eventually these can go inside, and you don't want to create rhizomes inside the pipes. No, 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 no. Big no-no. So what you want to do very carefully with this, or with this end, is more safe. You get more of the rhizomes up, but go along there and feel. And then take these rhizomes away from that pipe. Lizard tail root. That one's coming out of my pipe. This one's coming out of my pipe. Lizard tail last season really took over, and I told myself, I'm like, wow, I really need to thin out lizard tail. It's just taking over a lot. Almost took up half my bog. This just confirms how, now again, I didn't have any issues, but you could see it's starting. I don't know how many years it would take to clog this. I mean, there's 30 feet of line in this bog filter. Every inch there's a slit. So out of all those slits, I only found this one protruding and this one. But see, these are new growths. This is an old growth. Here's one right here. So these are like side stem. This is probably going from along the edge. And then growing from the roots or nodes or whatever going into it. But this slit is only, you know, 3 inches or so, 3.5 inches. It's only on top, so the roots can't get from underneath and all that. But still, that got in. Okay, so this is right where the blue flag irises are. You can see they can go inside too. Those roots. There's another one. There's one right there. So, moral of the story is, no matter what it is, those rhizomes likes water. Get it away from those pipes. Winter cleanup, make sure get those rhizomes and those roots, you know, get underneath. Another one. Get underneath. They like wrapping it around and going in. Again, I haven't had any issues with the water, but again, precaution. I don't want down the road my water pressure down the waterfall is super low. 7,000 gallon per hour pump is only pumping, you know, 1,000 gallon per hour or something, because it's clogged. I don't want that. So get those roots away from it.